Welcome back. We're in quite the position of responsibility here. The engineers at NASA have told us at Zero to Mastery that the front-end code is ready to be integrated with the back-end. They've handed us this front-end application using the popular React framework. If you haven't used React, don't worry. We're going to cover the parts that are relevant to us. But everything we really dive into when it comes to the front end will apply regardless of which framework we're using. Or even if you're just using plain HTML and JavaScript. So there's no reason to be intimidated. But what we have here is not unusual. This is a common situation in web development. The front end is often made ahead of the back end. So we're getting some good real-life experience here. The truth is, the front end usually needs to be modified after implementation on the back end is underway, because it's very difficult to predict the exact constraints or even implementation choices that will be made on the back end when you're writing this code ahead of time. We still need to actually implement the back-end logic and data that makes all of this work. Let's see what those NASA engineers have sent us in this zip file. We got a folder, and inside, we have our front-end project, which we'll copy into this client folder of ours. We'll make sure to copy all our data, and if we go to the README, our NASA engineers have set up this React application using Create React App, which is a tool to quickly set up React applications, which I highly recommend you use when starting out writing React. Create React App lets us focus on code rather than the complicated build systems that are common in modern front-end frameworks like React and Angular. It simplifies our life, for example, by bundling our files together so they can be sent directly to any browser without us developers having to take any extra steps. And it does a lot more than that. We can see that our front end is an npm package. We have a package.json with React as a dependency, and a few scripts using React-scripts, which is the tool that Create React App uses to make our lives easier. We're also using RWES, which is this beautiful science fiction UI framework that we'll be using for all of our components. Now, as an npm package, we'll need to npm install our front-end code before we do anything else. But because our package.json is inside the client folder, we need to change directory first before we can do that. Before npm will be able to find that package.json. Now, from the client directory, we can npm install. Our dependencies are installing. There's quite a few of them, so it might take a little while. And here we go. We're ready to run our scripts and start our NASA front-end application. npm start, And our browser is starting to load our page at localhost on port 3000, which is the default for Create React App. Check it out. Those NASA front-end engineers prepared this beautiful dashboard for our mission control front end. We're going to have a lot of fun building this out. So let's explore our front end in the next video. We'll break it down to understand how it's implemented and learn what still remains to be done on the back end. I'll see you there. Bye for now.